Hey, welcome back to Her Authentic Journey, the podcast. I am your host, Navasia Collier. Now, welcome back. Before we begin to dive into some really good topics and guests starting next week, after a few weeks of us getting into how to create a life that is fulfilled with intention through the Method on Purpose roadmap, I was led to pop in and make sure we are on the same page and clear about a few things. So, for those of you who are new to this podcast, hello, hey. My name is Navasia Collier. I like to say I'm a woman of compassion. I am a soon-to-be wife, a mother of three, a daughter, sister, friend, and I am the owner of Mindful of Her, the host of this podcast. And in this season, I help the reserved strong woman to become unstuck in her personal life and begin walking into a life of authentic fulfillment with resilience. I like to say the reserved woman is the forgotten population of the strong friend, right? She is the first one everyone usually runs to for advice, but the last one that is usually checked on. Why? Maybe because we don't wear our emotions like others, or because we are more private about our situations and prefer to handle it on our own. So one probably would assume that we are good. We can handle it. There's nothing we can't take on. In fact, you might hear a lot that you're the strongest person I know. Yes, I've heard that a lot too. But we don't actually always feel that way at times, right? So I started this podcast as a way to reach out, to the strong, independent woman and give what I wish I had early on. Hearing conversations and thoughts that I was experiencing deep inside. Right? For someone who has gone against the grain, so to speak, right? A place where, you feel heard and safe to think and believe for yourself freely, through topics, personal journeys, tips, and so much more. So, unstuck. What is stuck? The patterns I had noticed with myself during my season of being stuck in life, and those who are currently facing this right now, is that you feel like you can't get a foot ahead, right? After years of finally figuring out a way to navigate this thing called life, suddenly things are changing for you. You're questioning things. You have different desires and dreams. You may even feel disconnected from yourself, like who you are, who have you become, ready to make a change, but you don't know how to begin or if you are even allowed to. And if so, what would that mean for everyone else that depends on you? Why would I want for you to have authentic, fulfilled life? Because authentic, believe it or not, is not a word that means this is who I am, take it or leave it, you see what you get. That's not what it is. It's about the origin of who you are, who you were designed to be, who God says you are. And fulfillment itself is the result of happiness as you fully develop your character and abilities. Your true character, not necessarily the things, we are conditioned to be or show up as. In society, strong looks a certain way. It's like a certain code of qualifications to be labeled as strong. I find working with clients that, some of us women don't even identify ourselves as strong simply because their struggles or story isn't as complex or could even compare to others, so they think. So whatever strong means anyway, if you are a continued follower of this podcast, you know that I have a love-hate relationship with the word strong. Strong woman, I don't know, it kind of gets on my nerve a little bit. But a while back, I asked this question, about what strong means to everyone. And some of the responses I received, the words that came to mind for them were like fearless, endurance, showing up for others, not letting things get the best of you, and there was so much more. So what does strong mean for you? I don't know what that means for you, but what I believe is that strong can have us stuck. Strong can have us stuck in life. And that is where I was, and that is where some of you are today. The responsibility and the know-how of being strong has you stuck. My mission in my business, part of my mission is to play a part in helping redefine the perceived perceptions and the narrative of the strong woman, right? I'm not saying strong is not necessary, but I'm sure you can agree that strong is whack. Like, it is just not it. It's not. The feelings, the weight, and the residue it leaves on you, it's just not it. It's not it. I'm not saying that strong is not of use, because it definitely is when necessary. But like with most things, it has a place. But at some point, we have to recover, dust ourselves off, and claim what is rightfully ours. Peace, fulfillment, abundance, well-being, and so much more is our birthright. And it is so easy to forget when we are always bracing ourselves for the battle. When you spend so much time trying to learn how to live with the hurt, pain, and discomfort instead of truly rising above it, it's unfulfilled. It is. Cycles of repeating the same things, you find yourself repeating the same things that has showed up with different faces, right? You're tired, you're exhausted, you can't keep going like this. You can't seem to even get ahead or reach a moment or a place of peace. Feels as if you're still, standing for so long. Our conditioned or our formed identity as the strong and independent woman has overshadowed your true identity. You can find yourself operating from a place and a mindset of what you've been through, where you come from, and it sets like limiting beliefs. It's not your mindset is not necessarily from a place of your truth, the origin of who you are authentically. So listen. God has had me working through a word for quite some time. Like, I feel it's been a very long time. And this word is responsibility. Me working through this word responsibility in every area of my life. With myself as a woman, a soon-to-be wife, a mother, daughter, all the things, so on and so forth. But more recently, it has me working through responsibility as a leader, right? A leader in my thoughts, my calling, my mission. A leader in what I am called to do in this season. So I have the responsibility to share what I know to be true, what I've learned. That's the funny thing about responsibility, that it's not all on us or about us. And I have definitely learned that through this process. It's not about how it will be received or if it will be received and by whom. Right? I had to learn that. It's not about that, about how it will be received. It's about what I know. When you know better, we have to do better. And so what I know to be true and what I've learned and seen to be a pattern is that strong has had us stuck as women. Strong is not meant to be a lifestyle. Strong for me became a lifestyle. I lived in strong. I lived bracing myself and trying to get through things my entire life. Never knew how to put it down and to begin to enjoy and build a life for myself, a life that, I actually enjoyed each and every day. Yes, I do. I've always loved my life and I've always enjoyed my life. However, it wasn't until its full capacity, There was so much more. And I know you guys can relate to that. So strong is not a lifestyle. It is indeed a tool, though. A tool that not everyone possess or even know how to use. Not everyone can go through and survive through the things that we have survived through. The things that you have survived through, the next person may not have the same ability, So it has its use. But some of you have found yourself living a life as if it was a battlefield, like I did at one point. It's just about learning how to deal with it instead of knowing that fulfillment is for you. Purpose is for you. Peace and happiness is for you. Listen, I've been through many of things, and fulfillment was never waiting for me on the other side of any of it. No matter how strong I remained, how much I braced myself, protected, prevented, and even avoided, it never happened. It is important that we invite and maintain peace, self-preservation, happiness, fulfillment, purpose, well-being, and the list goes on. It is important that we invite and maintain these things in our lives. It is time we move in our personal life with resilience. Time to go in that kitchen and make something out of what may feel like or seem like is nothing, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Time to put that same energy that you put into restoring others and restore ourselves. It's time to take the lessons, take the blessings, experiences, dust ourselves off and reshape our lives. Like, be renewed. Grab the life we were meant for. It may look like healing for some, self-introspection, looking in the mirror at yourself. Going a different direction, unlearning everything you have learned along the way. It can look like so many things or several things. It's not about spending life smiling through it. It's about smiling as you are being true to who you are, not who you've had to be. So if you feel that you need help in becoming unstuck in a particular issue or part of your life, let's talk about it. You can visit the link in the description and schedule time with me, or you can even send me a direct message. I am here. I am here for you. And it is my responsibility to tell you so. Starting next week, we will be getting more into great topics and also great guests. And so much more is to come. I am so excited, and I hope that you are staying tuned. Enjoy your day, and until next time, be true to who you are, not who you've had to be.